Howdy y'all, in this video today I'm going to talk to you about what happens if you ingest disinfectants, what damage occurs, what problems can occur, and what you need to do in case you do accidentally ingest a disinfectant. Guys, let's talk about that. So you may have seen on the news about people talking about ingesting disinfectant, about how that can possibly cure or kill COVID-19. Well, let me tell you just straight up from the very top, do not do this. This is very dangerous. This is something you don't want to do. There's absolutely no clinical evidence that ingesting or injecting a disinfectant is going to kill any viruses, much less SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19. Don't do it. It's not going to help. It's not going to work. There's absolutely no reason to do this. Well, as a GI doctor, I have seen a lot of patients who have ingested disinfectants or bleach, rubbing alcohol, and I've seen the manifestations of what can happen inside your GI tract. So let's talk about that in this video today. So the two most common disinfectants that are out there are rubbing alcohol, also called isopropyl alcohol, and bleach. These are the two most common things that I see ingested in people who are trying to ingest a disinfectant. And once again, none of these, none whatsoever are going to be used to help treat COVID-19 or any viruses that are out there. These are dangerous things to ingest. Don't do it. So what actually happens, so when it comes to ingesting rubbing alcohol, in the vast majority of people, if you ingest just a little bit, it's not going to cause a lot of damage that's there. In fact, most people, if they accidentally ingest that, will end up vomiting it back up. Now, if you ingest a lot of it, you will get injuries inside the esophagus, which is the food pipe between the mouth and the stomach. That's the most common area to get damage if you happen to ingest a lot of it. You can get issues like inflammation, esophagitis, bad scarring, and in some people can cause a tear in that esophagus called a perforation, when you actually have a hole from that alcohol eating through the mucosa of the esophagus. It is scary, it is dangerous, and it is very, very deadly as well. Now, you can also have long-term complications from ingesting rubbing alcohol, but at some point in time that damage may heal up. But as it heals up, it can produce scarring inside that esophagus to cause a stricture or narrowing. Now, when you have a narrowing in that esophagus, you can't swallow. Things get stuck, and you have a miserable existence where you can't eat or you eat very poorly, and you may need to get a dilation performed every couple of weeks. And when we do a dilation, we actually go down with an upper scope down the esophagus, use some sort of device to open up the esophagus to stretch out a narrowing that's there. And that very commonly can be a very cumbersome procedure for a lot of my patients that have to undergo. Now, the second most common disinfectant ingested is bleach. Bleach is a very common household item that's found in a lot of different places. Now, people ingest bleach for any number of different reasons, just like rubbing alcohol. And once again, a small amount of bleach typically will not cause a lot of damage. It's whenever you ingest a large amount of bleach that the damage is there. And once again, it'll be the same type of issue whenever you ingest rubbing alcohol. You can get inflammation, esophagitis, scarring, redness, and in some people that can lead to a tear in the esophagus, just like in rubbing alcohol. Now, just because we don't cause a lot of damage in the esophagus if you ingest a small amount, once again, does not mean that it's safe, because the byproducts of some of these substances that you may be ingesting, they can cause injury to other organs. So for example, rubbing alcohol, if you ingest that, enough of that, the byproduct or the metabolite of that can actually cause you to have neurological problems. Once again, if you ingest those substances, that can cause vomiting to occur, and sometimes that vomit can actually go into the lungs and cause a really bad aspiration pneumonia, which is a really bad infection of the lungs that can be very difficult to treat, and for some people can be just as deadly as having a bad pneumonia, leading to hospitalization and possibly even death. But guys, for anyone who's ingested anything, even if it's accidental or on purpose, make sure you call your poison control hotline. The number is 1-800-222-1222. Even if it's just a little bit of a disinfectant, no matter what, make sure you call your poison control hotline. Guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. Hey, if you are interested in my free web series on what you can do to help out with COVID-19, I made a special series. I'll put a link up here where you can sign up. It is a free video series that you can get the most information, updated information on COVID-19. Guys, thank you for watching. Stay happy and stay healthy.